4 ticks I've pulled off my
4 ticks.
delicate limbs.
It's troublesome, I'm not gonna lie. It's incredibly troublesome.
Oh, you're gonna have to check, especially around my nether regions.
Gavin. Today's beautiful Lake District video is sponsored by Squarespace. So if you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Heaton. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Usually I would say where I am, what I'm going to shoot, but instead I want to start today's video by showing you one of the best rigs I have ever seen. That is the most overkill. Can we set it up? Right, so here we have the smallest camera on the market on one of the biggest tripods. Can we stand it up and have a look? This is no way to start a video, but I just couldn't resist.
This is the Spasmo rocket. This can get up to 7 feet, almost.
But the entire tripod's huge, and the camera is so tiny, held on by a rubber band.
It's the rubber band that makes it high tech.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think it's the rubber band that saves the whole thing.
Yeah,
from
it's
being utterly overkill.
Yeah, subtle. That's me.
Wait till it disappears.
So as you can see from that, I am with Gavin Hardcastle from Fototripper, who's only here because they wouldn't let him board his flight, which I find quite funny. Sorry, Gavin.
I wasn't laughing.
No, at the time I
tears.
can imagine, yeah. So you're stranded in the UK and not allowed to go home, so just come to hang out with me for a while. Yeah, lovely afternoon here in the Lake District. We're just going to have a walk around this beautiful river, see if we can find a shot.
You know that a while is actually going to be a month.
All right.
Yeah, that's
well,
all right.
staying
At your place.
I'm off to Iceland.
Oh,
Sorry, mate.
okay.
I'll give you my tent.
Cheers.
So I've been checking out a few different locations around the Lake District now, just in one relatively small area. And it's getting on now. We're probably an hour and a half from sunset, and we've come to this beautiful area, quintessential Lake District fell landscape type of place. And it's lovely. I've never shot here in the summer, I don't think. Only really in autumn and maybe winter. So I'm interested to see how I get on with all the greens, because I tend to struggle with summer foliage. Now we're still sort of late spring, early summer, so we've still, all the greens are still very vibrant, very sort of limey. And I'm kind of hoping that because the foliage isn't in like its peak growth yet, it should look quite nice. And from where we're going to be, our vantage point, a lot of it's going to be backlit, as you can see. The sun's behind me, we'll be shooting just with the sun off to the side. So hopeful. I'm feeling quite good about this little hike, which I think is more than I can say for Gavin. Is that right?
4 ticks I've pulled off so far.
Sorry, say that again.
4 ticks I've pulled off my
4 ticks.
delicate limbs.
Should we check out your footwear?
Well, it's only appropriate footwear. You know, whenever hiking in tick-infested valleys and lakes, it is essential to wear appropriate footwear.
So I was just discussing with Gavin about this location, and I've been here quite a few times. And I was trying to realise why I've got this sudden, why all of a sudden I'm a bit agitated, a bit excited. And it's because I've been here a bunch of times, and not once, to my recollection, not once have I ever had light here. It's always been grey. Grey. Misty maybe, you know, but I've never had light in this location. And the way it's lighting all the trees down below, maybe that's why I'm getting excited. So, yeah, fingers crossed. It'd be nice to get an image from here actually, because I've never seen it like this. You okay? Yeah. So I found that a beautiful scene in this location, as I mentioned before. It's just transformed with the light. I can't believe I've never been here when there's been light like there is now, just streaming across the landscape, and it's just cresting over the fells. So I have a beautiful composition here, and I've been walking around for quite some time just looking for a foreground that marries well with the background and works with the light, and that is exactly what's happening right now. Beautiful group of birch trees, silver birch, backlit by the setting sun that lead you through across the landscape to the mountains in the distance, and there's a valley and you've got light streaming through the valley as well as the backlit trees in the foreground. It's beautiful. The light just makes this location, and I've mentioned before I've never seen this location with light. It's always been pretty grey and murky, so just to come here now and see it like this is fantastic. It's troublesome, I'm not going to lie. It's incredibly troublesome. So the main issue that I'm having is lens flare. I'm shooting straight into the sun, and obviously I can't, there's too much dynamic range for me to get the shot in one image, and as well as that the light streaming into the lens, so I'm getting this horrible lens flare. Not even attractive lens flare. So what I'm having to do is bracket the image, not only bracket my exposures, but a lot of the images I'm covering with my my memory card holder just to stop the sunlight streaming into my lens. So it's going to be a very complex image, this. I wish I could get it in one shot. I really, really wish I could. And what I think I'll do is probably, if this image works out and I like it, sorry, I got a bit distracted. So what I'm doing is I'm bracketing this image. I'm exposing for the bottom half of the image where the light is backlighting those beautiful birch trees, and I'm essentially covering the top half, the top half of the image like this. I'm covering that with my filter pouch to stop the sunlight blasting into my lens, and it's really ugly. And I really love how the light is streaming into the valley in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to wait for the sun just to drop below the fells over there, just drop below the fells, which will stop it hitting my lens. And then I'll take more exposures. So essentially I'm creating a composite over a period of about 5 or 10 minutes. So I've got my foreground images now. They are beautifully lit. The background's bright, it's harsh, it's difficult to manage that sun. Wait for the sun to drop, take another image exposing for the background, and then I'm going to blend the two together in Photoshop. Not something I would typically do, but having spent a week on the Isle of Menorca with lots of amazingly inspirational photographers, I've learned quite a lot and I've been inspired. I was watching Michael Shane Bloom do a presentation on editing his images, and he showed his final image and then he showed the process of taking it and how many images were, this one for the sky, this one for this, and it wasn't overly complex editing. It wasn't overly, it wasn't luminosity masking or anything like that. It was just like, I can't get this in one image because of the lens flare, so I'm going to take this bit, cover the sun, get this bit, and that's essentially what I'm doing. So what I think I'll do is, if this image works out, which I really hope it does after all of this, if this image works out, I will do, I don't know, maybe a video next, in a few days, showing the processing of the photograph, because yeah, it's good, and it's I think it's a good little skill to have in your repertoire, and it's something I should do more and take advantage of more. This is certainly one of those times. Okay, so I'm pretty happy now. I have lots of images to choose from. I'm picking out different parts within the landscape inside the image and covering it, protecting it from the sunlight. And I think I should hopefully be able to blend the image naturally. That's the plan anyway. I would have loved to get it in one shot, but when you're shooting into the sun like this, yeah, very, very challenging. Wow, what a beautiful evening though, absolutely gorgeous. So that is the last of the light now. It's just dipped behind the fells over there, and I got the final image that I needed for the background. Hopefully I'm going to be able to blend these images together. It's a bit, this type of photography, this type of thing is a bit outside of my comfort zone, so I hope the final image works out well. But yeah, for now I've got to go and find Gavin because he is roaming on these vast fells. So go find him, and I'll be sharing the van with him tonight, which will be fun. But we are shooting sunrise in the morning, so fingers crossed we'll get some nice light and some nice weather in the morning. So really looking forward to that. Forecast is looking good.
Once again, a massive thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you do not know who Squarespace are, well, where have you been? They're an all-in-one platform where you go and you build your own website without any coding or any funny business, nice and straightforward. So if you want to give it a free try, go to squarespace.com/Heaton, and if you like your free trial, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase.
Did you get a shot?
No, the ticks were so bad, and one was like this big. Well, that must have fallen straight off of a sheet.
Talk about ticks.
Ticks.
Any on you now?
Probably, yeah. I've probably got several on me. Ooh, what's that? Oh, you're gonna have to check, especially around my nether regions.
Well, we're in the van together, so we'll have to.
Yeah, well, you've got a headlamp, right?
Yeah.
Headlamp and some tweezers on my undercarriage. Jobs are good. How can he resist?
Well, yeah, time to go to bed, I think.
Gavin? Gavin, are you awake?
What?
Are you awake?
Well, I am now, yeah.
I can hear a noise outside, I'm scared.
I can't hear a noise. There's no noise.
You sure?
There's no noise. Go back to sleep, Tom.
Okay, I'm sorry, just having nightmares from last time.
Alright, good night.
Night.